Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to our channel Tech on Target. In today's video, we will discussing a problem statement in Kubernetes and how Kubernetes providing solution of it and how we can apply to it. We will see the theoretical plus demo part. So let's start. I want to give you information. We are making the Kubernetes video in Hindi language plus we started same in English language, so the people who understand only the English language can connect with us and give us a valuable feedback so that we can improve ourselves. Let's start. So as you know, ports are port lifecycle very short. Whenever something port your service get down, you have to delete the port. You can't reset it. Either you make replica set or deployment. If you something happen, you just have to delete it. Then new port will come up, and your application will came up or not came up. That the other thing. But every time new port will be created, new image will be pulled, and then all configuration will be loaded, and your port will come up. So point is that. You have a Prometheus and you have made Prometheus.yaml, you have put some changes here, and you every time and next time your port get deleted, and that YAML file that you have given that also get deleted with that port, and new port will create which have default configuration file. That again you have to make changes, and then your monitoring will came up. So to avoid that, what we can do, we can pass this configuration as an config map, so that if your pod get deleted, get down, and when new pods get launched, it have the same configuration. You don't have to do manual changes. And you are seeing this config map. It is a basic config map files which you will see on Kubernetes official doc. It's saying that we are using a kind of config map. This means config map is a Kubernetes object. We are giving this a name, game demo. That's important. We will use this name again in our next manifest file. We are making. There are two ways. Either we can make them environment variable, or we can pass as a file. Here you can see in data we have player initialize 3, UI properties file name is having the value user interface properties, and after that we are passing the values as a file. Here we have game.properties, and then we are using the pipe sign and entering the value and enemy.types player.maximum live, and after that we again making a new file user interface.properties colon pipe color.good purple color.bad yellow color cloud.text text mode true. So we are defining two files here. One more use case for config map is that when you define the config map and you see your pod is running, and if you want to do some changes in pod configuration, if you are not using the config map, you have to make the new deployment. But in our case we don't have to make new deployment, we change in the config map, and what will happen, we need to delete that pod. If it is a replica set, most probably we are in today we don't use port directly, we use deployment, and we will delete it, and new port will came up which have the latest configuration. That's how it's work. So otherwise what we have to do, we have to do that kubectl apply again deployment. So you are very much clear with that. And why we are making the environment variable when we have to make files, that's totally depend upon your use case. in which client you are working, what its requirement. So let's start. We have made the config map. Now we will use this config map on our pod. You can see that I have given a name to pod, config map demo pod. On that I'm giving the name of the pod, image, command, and env. And I'm saying that I'm giving command to sleep for 3600 seconds, and I'm saying that you should have this environment variable in your pod, player initial lives, the encapsulator, which will get value from config map key reference. Now you see name is equal to game demo. You remember this name? This name was earlier, if you remember, this name was of our config map. And under that we have the key player initial lives. You remember there have a key player initial lives equal to 3. Second config map we are using here UI properties file name, which is getting value from file config map key reference name game demo key passing UI properties file name. That's having something not remember, you will see later on. That's the first type of use to make environment. Then we second have, we can mount it as a file, as a volume, like I am mounting it under mount path of /config in config folder. We are mounting this, and we are making this read only true. If we making the read only true means we read mode is enabled, we can't do any alteration, changes and modification we can't do. We just read the data, and you can see that volume mounts hyphen name config, and in the name config we have to make the volume of same, because I created the volume for that. Volumes, you can see that name is config, type is config map, for where it's getting the value. Under that we are saying that we have 2 items, under we have name of that particular config map. Then I'm saying that item, what item is doing, I am creating more than one file. I need to loop the things, then that's why I am using the item. Now item, while using item, how to pass the files, I will pass as an key, then I will pass as a path, like by which name they will create it on the config folder game.properties and user interface.properties, and from where they will get value in the config map, from they will get value from a game.properties plus other keys user.interface properties. So let's I hope you are very much clear with these things, what is our requirement and what is our solution, how solution will be done in Kubernetes. That's we just going to check, but more theoretical concept is now clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can write me in the comment, and if you have any suggestion, please write there. Now we are creating a folder demo config. Under that we will create our file configmap YAML. And here we will paste our first manifest file. You can give the extension .yml, whatever you like. Both represent that this file kind is YAML kind. This is YAML file. We will save it :wq semicolon, and kubectl, and we can use the create or we can use apply. What I am doing, I am giving the path of my folder. What it what it make difference. I have to do like kubectl apply -f, then particular file name, and if there are you can take, like, if you have 10 files, if you just give the folder name, 10 file will be applied, and they will applied in the -n namespace. So configmap, config demo is created, plus port configmap is created. Let me correct the namespace. Yeah, that's created. Okay, that's fine, it's created. Ports is in ready and running state, one by one. You can log in the port, because we have to verify the things. We can verify the things once we have the login. So I will show you the result, what we have got. You are also listening from background the local vendor's voice. Sorry for the distraction. cd config, here we will see the files. If you remember, we have used the items loop for making the paths, and yeah, we have created the 2 files here. Now you know very well what is the content inside that particular files that you will apply here. That's the things. You can see values are here inside your pod. Now if you have to make some changes in this file, you can change from outside, and but here we are deployed pod, so you have to delete it and recreate it. So we are in env. There are more environment variable. They are system environment variable. By default they are created when pods get created. Now here you can see that player initials live plus UI properties file name. There are two environment variable are there. They are same available in the env. You can also verify them by doing echo. Yeah, that's one. Actually, I have given I have in the first command I have just copy the whole command. So in space of player initial lives comes the 3, and 3 plus equal to 3. You can see that as a type mistake. Now first part is done. You know in Kubernetes pod how to make environment variable, how to use them, and how you can connect them from configmap. Second use case was our we have seen both use cases. Actually we have seen how we can make files, how we can make environment variable. So in case you have a database, maybe MongoDB, Redis, else whatever you have, if you see they have username, password to connect them, but you can't pass username and password directly there. So what issue comes in passing the username and password directly? That when you pass them directly, they are open to it, because we are just pasting it directly, but you have to use the kind secret here, which provides us the facility to encrypt our username and password. And in username, like you are saying that they are in encrypted form. We do the encryption via base64 encryption, and kind, you guys can see that kind is the secret and its name database secrets is name of here, and type is opaque. So how first of thing, like your name is Singh, and how you can encrypt it? You can encrypt it via using base64. Let's see on terminal how you can achieve that. You have to echo, then the string which you want, like that, then bash 64. That's the output you got in an encrypted form. Now if you want to decrypt it, you can decrypt it. If you then you have this output here, and you will echo -n that value /base64, and if you just do base64, it will give you again the more encrypted form. To decrypt it, you have to use the flag -d code or -d code. Yeah, you can see that it's get more encrypted. So if you want its basic form back, you can use decode. You can simply mention the -d there. It's telling us the base64 in code or decode lack. You can see that we have used the -d and the output we get to the point. So that's the example. I just want to show how you can encrypt and decrypt. In the same way, you have encrypted the username, and now you will encrypt the password. Some cases we don't encrypt the username, but mostly we encrypt our username also. You can pass sometime you can pass username in your configmap, but password you can't pass there at no cost. We can keep password as a password only, and that's the output. So here we have username and we have password, and we are ready with our YAML file. So you know very well what we are now going to do. We have made a directory of demo secret under. We will going to create our secret file. Secret YAML file. You know how to create secret. Whenever you have configuration in the form of YAML file, you just have to kubectl apply or create -f and file name. Plus, if you want to keep it in a separate namespace, then you can mention the name. Here our secrets is get created. You can see the database creds are created. Now it's the first step. But to use this particular secret, we need some application, we need some pod who is going to use this. You can see that we are using the image Redis by name of Redis pod, and we are giving a volume mounts in the /etc db certs via name of db certs. Read-only mode is true, so you can't change the things, you can only read the things. Volume, name of db certs, type is secret, and secret name is database creds. That's the creds we have created. What we have to do, we have to make a YAML file for this pod configuration, and we need to apply this. Then we will see what the outcomes, and we are able to access the pods or not. And one more thing, secrets are namespace specific. If you are creating secrets in different namespace, you can't use them in different namespace. If you are creating pod in different namespace other than dev, you can't use them. Configmap demo pod is in running state. We have done login into it. Now we will see in the /etc we have certs. I think certs folder is there, db certs. It's not certs, I think it is the db creds, I think. Let's copy it and paste it. Password, username. You can see that they are kind of soft link. Because we mount it as a file, so that's why they are showing like that. We have entered the env variable. We also check that. creating a new YAML file to use them as an environment variable. In the first type, we have used them as an file path mount. Now we will use them as environment variable. It's giving us the error. Now see its events. What is the issue here? I think there I'm using the minikube. Maybe that's why it's creating the issue. PHP MySQL app pulling image redis. We can change the image name here and then we will see. It's not letting me to edit the file. Either we have to use Vim or look for other way to edit this. First, what we will do, we delete this our deployment, what we have deployed, and then we will create the edited one. Kubectl delete -f file and then namespace -n and namespace. Now we make our new YAML file port 4. In that we have just changed the image name index and everything will remain same, and let's apply it. You can see the events here. Start the PHP port and successfully pulled image nginx. In first case it's not getting it, maybe some resource issue. I will fix it later on. For being the time, I don't have to deploy the PHP application. I just have to demonstrate the secret use. Get ports -n namespace, then we will log in into it, kubectl exec -it port name, shell, I think namespace was dev, not uat. Here we just have to give env, and we will have our username and password. MySQL, we have two username and password, MySQL user and MySQL password. Where are they? Yeah, that's MySQL user and MySQL password. So in that way we can use the secrets. Hope you like the video. Please like, share, subscribe, and thank you for your support. Please provide your feedback. Thank you. Bye.